good, man. Yeah.
I've been better.
Been better as well.
Been better.
Much
me
better.
too,
What go on, my people, them? Everybody good?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
How
You
am I
all right?
feeling? How am I feeling? Well, let me tell you how I felt, okay? Because not only did I have to sit through that and hold the L, I then had to come back here and do a call-in show, okay? And on my way back, you know the little park that you can walk through? Yeah, well, the gate was shut. So there I was, climbing over the fences.
What?
Yeah, had to
Dedication.
climb over the fences.
Why don't you just walk around?
Because I was in a rush to get back and I didn't really fancy just going back with even more Arsenal fans.
You was at the
through
game,
high
innit?
road. Yeah, I was at the game.
Enjoy
So
it?
the cut through obviously takes time, but there was me, little old me, jumping over 6-foot things. Never done that before. It was quite exhilarating.
Mad.
But I came back, I rushed back, bumped into Cecil on the way back as well, who said, KG's got something for you, babe, so I don't think you want to rush back. And yes, he did. He had lots for me. He played Abby Bingo. And if you didn't watch a call-in show, go and watch it back. It was funny. Had a bit of a generational head loss. They wheeled in some guy that you have on AFTV, didn't even introduce himself, sat down, started talking to me. I said, who are you?
Wheeled him in.
Who are you? I was thinking, well, I don't know you. Don't even know your name. At least send me someone I know. Didn't even know him, giving me all this sass and aggravation. But actually, the call-in show was good. Callers were good.
No, I'm on about the calling show. I'm on about the game.
I don't need to about that. I try to talk about
You went
work,
to the
Rob.
game, innit?
It's what keeps the lights on, keeps the heating on. Yeah.
Felt good, right, when you went 1-0 up, innit?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, first 20 minutes, I was sitting down North Bank end. So it was like in that little section, like between it. And I'll be honest with you, the first 20 minutes, my neck got stuck looking that way because I haven't seen Spurs come down my half. And then all of a sudden,
Getting dominated, yeah.
getting absolutely peppered the first 20-25 minutes, and then obviously got the goal. Had to run inside for my little celebration because had to be respectful.
What was you sent the Arsenal in?
I was in Google Box.
Oh yeah. Fair.
Yes.
Google?
Box.
Google Pixel.
Yeah.
The Sol Campbell.
It's alright.
the
I've
guys who did
only
the Sol
been signed
Campbell.
with Pixel for a year and a half, guys.
I knew that.
I only been signed with Pixel for a year and a
Yeah.
half.
I know that.
It's right there. You know what I mean?
Right here, every week. Yeah.
Are you transferred as well?
No.
Unlike Sol Campbell. Well, yeah. Listen.
Anyway, yeah, continue. So, no, I need to find out.
Yeah,
so then,
So obviously
after that,
got the goal, had a moment of happiness. Corner wasn't a corner, was it, lads?
Definitely wasn't.
Wasn't a corner, was
No.
it? But you know this narrative that the PJMOL, whatever.
Okay.
didn't matter the other day when Berg fell.
Excuse me, you asked me a conversation. You asked me.
No, but I'm
You
just saying.
asked me.
All right,
Did he or did he not ask me?
I'll come back
did.
to you on that then. Go, continue.
Couldn't help himself.
I'll come back.
Anyway, a
Don't go
corner
anywhere.
that was not a corner was given, and fine, that can happen sometimes, can't it? It can happen. But obviously, what Arsenal tend to do is when things go against them, they tend to write letters, they tend to have petitions.
I'll write
You
a
see,
letter.
excuse me. You seem to have Arteta sitting there saying it's a disgrace here, all this stuff, you know. But, you know, whatever, sometimes you have to just, it is what it is, have to just hold it. Anyway, you still have to defend said corner, don't you? You have to defend it. Not really helpful when you knock one into the back of your own net. That was at 39 minutes. By the time that we go in at half time, 2-1 down. Porro got sat down silly.
Crunched.
Do I think
Twist up.
I'm going to not actually be
That was rude. What you did.
I'm not going to be particularly I'm not going to be particularly harsh on Kinski.
I find it frustrating that outside of a 5-minute spell, which was when you got the goal, and I think Jed Spence put the ball into the box and great defending, but Gabriel was by far and away man of the match. Unbelievable performance. Absolutely unbelievable. A captain's performance from him. The defending, last-ditch tackles, the goal. But outside that 5-minute period, we didn't see Spurs' strengths.
Yeah.
Like, in transition, you were just making the wrong decisions.
100%.
Bad weight of pass. People carrying the ball for too long. Was it Bergvall, Spence carrying the ball for too long, take too many touches,
Not picking
not
the right
releasing
pass.
it.
Yep.
And I'm just thinking, you're more compact, you're tucking in people. Cool, there's some sort of structure, but you're not actually testing Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Arsenal have conceded some goals, and they have, you know, Isak has twisted up Gabriel
Could
and
be got
Isak.
at.
Yeah, they can be got at, and you showed it in that 5-minute spell. And it's almost like it was just inevitable that the more that you kept putting the pressure on yourselves to defend, at some point Arsenal were going to break through. I don't think Arsenal were particularly amazing. I think, yeah, they capitalised off the turnovers. You know, they pressed
And there was
high.
a lot of turnovers.
Really good press from Arsenal, really good press. Corners, I think there was 10 of them. Unbelievable deliveries. I said it on my own channel. Anytime Arsenal get a corner, mad. Just they're so excited. Corners, they're just can't wait for another corner. In they come, and Kinski, he was actually a worry on the ball and on the corners. He
Yeah,
was
he
punching
was
things
good.
out. So, I don't know, man. Just annoying that Arsenal continue to keep scoring from these damn corners. Gabriel, what's wrong with that man?
Can I
Is he
talk now?
possessed?
Am I allowed to talk now?
Of course, Rob. It's your turn.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed at the game that we didn't win by. Like Declan Rice said after the game, could have won by 10.
Big
Right?
deckers.
10.
Could have won by 10. Should have scored at least 5, like Declan Rice said, right? Total domination. And the game started. That goal was against a runner play, right? Hit a couple of deflections and went in. And yes, I will admit to you that it shouldn't have been a corner. When you can't blame the referee because, you know, he would never have seen that, right? VAR can't get involved in that. But remember the Bergvall thing the other day, right? When he should have been sent off for the second yellow and Spurs fans were moaning. You tried to make out like Mikel Arteta, Disgracia and that. I'm sure I heard your manager the other day slagging off the referee, saying it's the worst he's ever seen in his life. Was that not... That was a couple of weeks ago. That was your manager,
Well, actually,
wasn't
to
it?
be fair, one of the worst refereeing.
He said
displays
it's the
I saw
worst I've
against
ever seen.
You
and
and
on
United the other day. That's one of the
No,
worst.
hold on. Yeah, I'm talking now. You wouldn't let me talk,
displays.
right?
You always talk.
You said it was one, right? Your manager said one of the worst I've ever seen is what he said, right?
Didn't write a letter.
So listen, Bergvall should have been sent off in that game. He didn't, we move on, right? You got absolutely dominated. You guys came here, I remember last year. Oh, and actually, let me just go on the injuries thing. We both had loads of injuries.
You haven't got 11 now.
Right? We've got injuries to key players. You
Saka.
don't have an injury to a key
Saka.
player like Saka.
Sorry?
Right? And I remember
Sorry? We've not had our first choice centre half since October.
Yeah,
Don't chat to me, Robbie.
Listen,
Don't chat
you're
to
interrupted
me.
again.
Kicking off.
Because you're talking rubbish.
You're interrupted
Goalkeeper.
again.
You're
right?
talking rubbish.
You've got injuries
How
to keep.
dare you?
Starting goalkeeper.
How
Starting
Hold on,
dare
let me finish.
you?
Come on, Robbie.
Let me
Come
finish.
on, Robbie.
You've got injuries to key players.
How
so
dare you?
You've got one
Hold
key.
on.
key player.
You've got injuries to key players.
You've got
so
injuries
have
to
we,
one key
right?
player.
There's no
One.
Saka, no Jesus, no Ben
Jesus
White,
doesn't
no
start
Wanyeri,
for you.
right? Right?
Jesus doesn't even
Jesus has
start
been
for you
starting.
in the last couple of weeks.
Right?
He's
So
a
anyway-
squad player, bro.
Anyway,
Talk sense.
Anyway, as I said, and on top of that, right, I remember we came to your place a couple of seasons ago when we were going for the league, right, and we had hell of injuries. Guys like Rob Holding and all that had to play. Eddie and Ketty up front. Didn't hear no Tottenham fan talking about injuries that night when you lot beat us. All you spoke about was the magnificent win. Last
You weren't
year,
on for the title
last
that year
year,
when you had Rob Holding. We picked you to
No, you're
fourth.
interrupting a lot.
Talking rubbish
You're
again.
getting rattled. Where's the rattler?
You're talking rubbish.
Where's the rattler? She's
You weren't
getting
on for
rattled.
the title. You was
Right.
trying to finish in the top four for the
She's getting
first time in
rattled again.
7 years.
She's
That's what
getting
you was doing.
rattled.
Trying to finish top four.
You get rattled.
Trying to finish top
Yeah,
four is what you was doing.
You spoke about interrupting. You're doing a lot of that, right?
Talking
There's the
rubbish.
rattler.
Right? Is that the rattler?
If you're going to talk, then
Let me
talk
get
some
that
sense.
rattler because you're getting hella rattled.
Me and Matisse are just watching this now. This
Right.
How dare you say about
Hello,
injury thing?
rattles,
How dare
right?
you?
Now where was I? Yeah, last season. Remember, you were wearing Man City tops.
Against
This
you.
season, you've been talking about wearing Liverpool tops. No, you know,
got a few.
you know, like Sol Campbell said, you're even transferring over to the red, right? Right? Because the Tottenham fans said we want to stop Arsenal. They've had 2 chances this season to stop us. Yeah, even a draw yesterday would have really thrown a spanner in the works of Arsenal. When they have a chance, not other teams, not City, not Liverpool, not Chelsea. When they have chances to stop us, they never can. Do you know what that is, people? Because they're shit. It's as simple as that.
Right.
Yeah? That's all there is to it, yeah? They never want to admit it. Stop relying on other people. I don't know if Arsenal will win a title. I don't know if we win a cup, whatever. But all I know, you lot can't stop us because you ain't very good, right? Keep Big Ange. 11 defeats. They were having a go. They were laughing at Arsenal fans saying, oh, look how they're carrying on after that defeat against... That's because our standards are quite high. And we do get rattled by the odd defeat. But you lot, 11
You get rattled by the odd defeat. You get rattled. Someone can sneeze wrong.
To be fair, they win games and he still gets rattled by the odds, man.
They are
Standards
rattled
are high at
all the
Arsenal.
ti-
But you guys,
time.
you've had
live
11...
rattled. You live
ele-
rattled, mate.
11 defeats this season,
Yeah, it's not
and you're
acceptable.
still willing to run up the motorway for Big Ange.
I am. Are
Let
you
me
done?
tell you something. Keep him. Keep Big Ange.
Yeah.
Like Sol Campbell said the other day in that interview, you built a new training ground
Sol
and you
Campbell.
built a new stadium and you still ain't no good.
Sol Campbell.
Right? Big up Sol Campbell, by the way.
I know what you're gonna say, but I have to ask
Yeah.
because if it was me, you'd ask. If it was me, you would ask. Chelsea fans would be sitting there and say, "Hey, don't go easy on her," because when it was us down in this position, she was boom. She was laying it down. She was cussing us out. So I have to ask:
You have my manager.
how much further down the table do you have to fall? Conceded more goals than Ipswich. Haven't won since mid-December.
Lost more games than Ipswich.
Could be behind Man United this evening.
Serious?
Another drop down the table, another place down. How much further do you need to fall
Lost more
before
games than
your
Ipswich.
manager has to take the responsibility for it? Because you do have injuries, but your squad should not be down there in the table.
I agree. The squad should not be down there in the table. Look, when you look at like the cold hard facts of losing 11 games this season already, I think you said a couple of weeks ago we're on track for 18. Was it? Well, 18.
Half
right.
the season.
Half the season. Yeah.
We've had 7 wins in 21, so 33% win rate, I think, for Ange. I have always said he's not blameless. He's not blameless. However, this team, believe it or not, are still playing for him. This is not a Tottenham side that has down tools. This is not a Tottenham side that's not buying into what he's selling. There is still a team that is playing for him.
You shouldn't be losing as many games. And let me big up the youngsters that she spoke about. I thought they were our best players. Archie Gray, right? You can see
There's a
got
good
there's something
player
about him. And that Bergvall, even though he holds onto the ball too long, right? You
That
can
comes
see
with
there's something
experience.
about him,
Jed Spence.
right? But the baddest youngster on that pitch was
Lewis Skelly.
Miles
Had a
Lewis
great game.
Skelly, my brother.
Yeah, baller.
What a baller. This guy has seen, we've had injuries in that area as well. There's been no Calafiori. There was Zinchenko's been missing. You know what I mean? There's been, of course...
You had Timber over there before.
Yeah,
but then you had to
Tommy
move to right
Yasu, Timbu's playing it. So we've had
Ben
a
White
hell of
injured.
injuries. This guy's literally been 5th choice. And he's come in and he's made that position his own. To even now, Arsenal about to give him a new contract and are thinking to let Zinchenko go to Dortmund just because of how good he's been. And yesterday, he was brilliant. In a North London derby, his composure on the ball, his strength, his decision-making. What a player. 18, another one. Because remember, there's also been Ethan Wanieri who seized his opportunity because of injuries and has come in at 17 and has been absolutely brilliant. So there are players that you can bring through from your academies to make it better. Yes, you're right.
Where's Mickey Moore?
There's a... On to him. I thought
He's
he was
on the
the new
bench. He was
Neymar.
on the bench yesterday.
Why didn't he
He's
bring
Why
him
didn't
only,
bring
just
him
come,
on?
he's only just come back from injury. He played against Tamworth.
Anyway,
Are we done? All done
I'm
there?
happy, man.
He's
Have
sat
you ever
down.
seen a guy get spun like that on a football pitch?
I really haven't.
And then
I'll
he
be
felt
honest.
so shame about it. He stayed down for an injury, and then the referee blew up. I'm like,
So
what are you
dumb.
doing?
That was
It's not a head injury.
that was Johan Cruyff. What Trossard was doing. Man sent him to the Netherlands. Sent him to another universe, bro.
Sent to the Netherlands.
Crazy. Okay.
How'd you get on against United the other day?
Huh?
Yeah,
Well,
chill,
he-
brother.
How do we get on
Okay.
against United in the
Chill,
league? We
brother.
beat them.
Pavanich
Chill.
How
says,
did you-
why are
yeah?
We beat
people...
them.
How'd you get on against us? Again, referring to
Oh,
other
bring it
teams.
back.
Just talk about us and
Didn't
you.
he just refer to
You're not a
another team?
United fan.
Shall we just
I
rewind
can.
that back? He
You're not a
referred to
United-
another team.
No, but I can.
I then
Reel it
brought
up.
it back to him.
No, but I can
he then
because I
brought
beat
it back
you.
to us,
I
and then
beat
he
you.
brought it back to another team.
No,
So
I can
just
because I
saying.
beat them
We
in the
beat
league
you
and I
went,
beat you.
You went.
Right?
You went.
Concentrate.
Did you beat them? I said, yeah, we did beat them actually. And then you went, oh, but did we beat you? But that weren't where you go and wear it. No,
Jeez.
it weren't.
I'll talk about how I won because I beat you.
Delusional.
Fair play, fair play.